What's up guys, welcome to another episode of Panchos Garage. As you guys can see, there is a 240 behind me. It's not the 240Z. The 240Z is currently getting some exhaust work done. Specifically the pipe that's going right over where the slave cylinder goes. We're fixing that so that we can install the slave cylinder and pretty much do the exhaust all the way through. But anyways, in the meanwhile, while they're doing that, I'm gonna work on this thing right here. It's a 240 SX. It's either an 89 or 90. I don't remember. I'd have to look again. But it's not too bad of a shape. I got it pretty cheap. It on the rear fender, rear quarter panel. It has a big hit. Not that big, but you'll see it. Interior-wise, it's not too bad. It needs a really good cleaning, as you guys can see. Interior is not too bad. Of course, dash is cracked. It's an original 5-speed car, but yeah, it needs a lot of cleaning, but it's mostly there. And then under the hood we have a single cam KA. Nothing too fancy. This thing kind of runs, but it's making a lot of noises that I don't think it should be making. But anyways, I picked up a spare motor for 200 bucks. I was originally gonna fix this guy, figure out what's wrong with it and whatnot, but you know, just dumb parts like the timing cover is cracked over there, and then it's either this pulley or the power steering pump pulley itself is bad because the belt keeps jumping, and a couple other little things here and there. But anyways, so yeah, I decided not to deal with this since I got the other one for stupid cheap. But yeah, so the plan for this thing is to take this guy out, put in the other KA. The other KA has a leak in the, I don't know if it's the timing cover or the oil pump, but oil pan, oil pump. We're just gonna replace all the gaskets in that area. Just regasket the motor, put it back together, take this one out, drop the other one in, call it a day. It should run. But yeah, that's the plan with this. It shouldn't take too long, like I said. But yeah. So I'm gonna put this guy on the lift real quick so that we can see what kind of shape the suspension, steering, bushings, and whatnot is, so that we can make a list of things that we gotta fix on it. But anyways, that's the plan. Today we're just gonna, you know, do an inspection, drain fluids, probably clean some stuff up, and go from there. So let's go ahead and do that. Okay, so I had to sacrifice a 1316. This little guy. Apparently this thing had wheel locks. I don't know who would put wheel locks. These aren't really nice, but whatever. Got them off. Now I can actually take off all the wheels and all 4 corners, so I can check the brakes, check the bushings, and all that jazz. So take the wheels off now, and then we'll inspect everything. So I just found something. I think you guys are gonna think it's hilarious. As I'm taking this guy out, I see, hey, wait a minute, this is on backwards, and so are these two. So whoever put this on, man, I'm glad the wheel didn't fall off on them. But yeah, this is pretty terrible. This is on backwards. So I'll take these two off, and then we'll check all the stuffs. All right, so let's start from the rear. So that is the ding on the back, actually, which is, it doesn't matter. But anyways, over here I see the brake rotor is rusted. The brake pads themselves, they still got some meat on them, so that's fine. The bushings are not too bad on the back. The CV boots on the CV shaft appear fine. The only thing, I mean, these look old. So if they're cheap enough, I'll probably just end up replacing them. I'm gonna change the fluid anyways. The only thing I see bad in the back would be the diff itself. It is super filthy. It probably needs a new gasket. It's probably leaking from back there. So the gaskets are cheap. So I'll probably end up getting a new gasket for that. Front driver side, it needs a lot actually. So there's an immediate leak right here on the steering rack. I don't know if it's from the hoses are not tight or whatever. So that needs to be addressed. The boots themselves are no good. Tie rods, boots are bad. Same thing with the ball joint. It had a little bit of movement. Same thing with the little link kit thing. That's cracked. On the brake side, these are old but still okay. The rotor's rusted. Brake pads are decent, but I'm gonna replace that anyways. And then the TC rod on this side is cracked, as you can see right there. So that's no bueno. And yeah, pretty much that on this side. On the other side in the front, it's basically the same story. These guys, torn boots, old hoses, brake pads are decent, just rusty. This guy's old too, might as well replace it if it's cheap enough. Torn boot, nothing's leaking here. I need to power wash the underside because it's filthy. And then if we run to the back, same story as the other side. The bushings appear fine. The CV shaft boots are okay. Just the diff needs a good cleanup. Brake pads are fine, just dirty, but they're cheap enough, so I'll just replace them. I'll probably see if I can find like a poly bushing kit and replace everything at once. If not, I'll just replace the stuff in the front. The stuff in the back is not that bad. The back is just mostly just like a small brake job and, you know, clean the diff, put a new gasket, nothing crazy. And then yeah, so plan with this car is to get it up and running. Priority one would be the engine and tranny. I have the other engine that I bought gaskets, which are actually right here. So I got like the water pump right there and the gasket sets upper and lower. I'm gonna just replace everything. I'm not gonna take the head off. Everything's fine on that end. New valve cover, stuff like that. And then on the clutch, I'm gonna put a new clutch. I got a cheap clutch, just a stocker. And yeah, just very maintenance oriented build on this thing. Nothing crazy. It's not gonna be as in depth as the Z. But yeah, I want to know what you guys think about it. Let me know in the comments below. I plan on doing maybe 1 or 2 more videos on this thing to get it up and running. But yeah, that's gonna basically do it. So yeah, that's it for this video. I'm gonna just go drain some fluid, some boring stuff, prep it for the engine pulling, and just make a list of all this stuff. But yeah, that's it. Thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you guys next time.